So we want to get all of our team members looking out for drag on other team members. And drag are those things that slow us down, and looking for solutions. One of the things that you are learning is how to delegate and how to let go. And as you delegate to your next level on your team, you have to keep in mind they're also learning how to delegate and let go. So getting team members supporting one another in identifying tasks that need to come off of each other's plate is a great way to support ongoing leadership development on your team.
You work hard in your business. On the Profit by Design podcast, we ask the big question: what has your business done for you lately? Hi, I'm Dr. Sabrina Starling. I'm the business psychologist, the author of the 4-Week Vacation and the How to Hire the Best series, as well as the founder of Tap the Potential, where we coach entrepreneurs like you to design sustainably profitable businesses that give you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. Because after all, we believe work supports life, not the other way around. Weekly on the Profit by Design podcast, we bring you tips, tools, and strategies from our own experiences and from the experiences of our guests who are entrepreneurial thought leaders and real life entrepreneurs, all to support you in making intentionally profitable and sustainable business decisions to live the lifestyle you desire.
Profit Designers, the 4-Week Vacation, the entrepreneur's ultimate guide to taking your life back from your business, is now available. Go to 4weekvacation.com, grab a copy of the book, and be sure to follow the steps there to claim your bonuses. When you purchase the book, you are eligible to join me for my upcoming live training, the 4-Week Vacation Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart. Plus, and you'll also get an invitation to an exclusive VIP closed door training with me to identify the true profit potential within your business. Just follow the steps at 4weekvacation.com, and I hope that the 4-Week Vacation book inspires you for what's possible. It's time to take your life back from your business. Welcome back to part 3 of our 3-part special series here on the Profit by Design podcast, talking about how to make your time worth $10,000 an hour. In the last 2 episodes, I shared with you how to avoid the most common and costly missteps when working on your business. I also talked in the second part about how to multiply your profit by 100 to 900% in less than 12 months' time, while freeing up your time. This is key to what we do with our clients in the Better Business, Better Life program. So I love that we've been able to give you an insight into the strategy behind all of this. And I really think that the greatest value from the $10,000 an hour activities is the way in which your quality of life is impacted. That's the part that I get so excited about. So if you have not downloaded your chart of $10,000 an hour activities, be sure to do that. You can go over to tapthepotential.com/10K. And I recommend that you print this chart out, even laminate it possibly, and put it where you see it often. A lot of people tell me they put it right behind their computer screen to help them really focus on the activities that are going to be so valuable. And another handout that you might want to print out and put in front of you right next to that chart of $10,000 an hour activities is the Tap the Potential solution, because those are the activities that are designed to help you not only free up your time, but have more money in your bank account than ever. And that's the transformation that we love taking our clients through at Tap the Potential, going from a business that feels like it runs your life to having a business that gives you your life back and really allows you the freedom to spend time in the way that fills you up the most while your business continues to be sustainably profitable. That diagram of the Tap the Potential solution is contained in the workbook that accompanies the $10,000 an hour series here on the podcast. So when it comes to making your time worth $10,000 an hour, one of the things to help you filter out what you're paying attention to in the business and how you're spending your time is asking yourself, does this activity align with my vision? And again, that's why we've given you the survival trap image in your $10,000 an hour workbook so that you can put that diagram up and really help you to remember to ask yourself on a regular basis, is what I'm working on in my business right now moving me directly towards my vision? Or is it something that seems somewhat aligned with my vision, but if I follow the trajectory out over time, it's going to take me further and further away from my vision? At Tap the Potential, we support our clients in designing business plans that align with your life's vision. And that's very different than most coaching programs for business owners. Most coaching programs for business owners really focus on growing the revenue, and there's little attention paid to your quality of life along the way. At Tap the Potential, we pay attention to growing your profitability, which naturally improves your quality of life, but every decision that is made in alignment with the vision you have for the life that you want to create, and how does your business support that? So when you're working in your business, it's really important to be asking yourself, are these activities that I'm doing moving me closer to my vision? When they are, when it's a definite yes, you know you're working on $10,000 an hour activities. So now today we're going to focus not just on getting you aligned and working from $10,000 an hour activities, but also getting your team thinking from this mindset and working in this way. And having a clear, compelling, vivid vision is a big piece of that. If you struggle to create a clear, compelling, vivid vision, I want to refer you to my book, The 4-Week Vacation, because I have a chapter in there where I spell out exercises to help you think through your clear, compelling, vivid vision. And I even have thinking prompts that guide your thinking to come up with all the different pieces that you need of your vision. And once you have your vision, you want to be communicating it clearly with your team, and it helps them to hold your vision because they understand that they need to align all of their activities in alignment with the vision that you have for the business. And beyond having your team understand the vision, you also want them to understand the sweet spot of the business. So if you're struggling to identify the sweet spot of your business, this is a significant component of how we support our clients in the Better Business, Better Life program, is really zeroing in on what that sweet spot is and then how you communicate that to your team. And if you remember, in the previous episodes in this series, I talked to you about the question of, if I can get nothing else done, what's the one thing that I can do today that will move the business forward? Or what's the one thing that I can do today, if I can't get anything else done, that will make everything else easier or even unnecessary? Next, you'll want to use a similar variation of that question with your team members. And this requires some thinking through on your part first. So I want to invite you to think through, if a team member can't get anything else done for you in a given day or a given week, what is the most important result that you need from them? So you need to think through each role in your business in relation to how it serves the sweet spot. And you want to be able to identify from the perspective of each role, what is that role's contribution to the sweet spot and what results are needed in that role to contribute to the sweet spot and the profitability of the business. So you want to think through, how does this person in this role make us money or save us money? So those are some very important clarifying questions that you want to think through for each role in the business, and then share with each of your team members the results you're looking for from them in their role, and each role should have one key result. So you need to have thought through, if the person in this role can only get one thing done for me in a given day or a given week, what's the one result that I need from them? Once you have your answer to that, You want to share it with your team members so they understand what is the most important thing for them to be focusing on from week to week in your business. This is really important when you have A players on your team, because if you're like most small business owners, you're running already with a lean and mighty team, which is good. And you really want, if you're following the How to Hire the Best system, you want to be adding more and more A players into your roles. And you only want to have roles that serve the sweet spot of the business. That's what it means to run with a lean and mighty team. Now, the challenge is if you're a growing business, typically you will be in a position where you're recruiting and hiring for A players, and your other A players on your team are covering for team members that you need, but you don't yet have. And so it's very easy for responsibilities to get piled onto your A players. And then one day you wake up and they wake up and neither one of you knows really what they're supposed to be doing anymore. You've lost focus on what's their one result. So we always want to come back with our team members and review on a regular basis, ideally in a weekly meeting, where you're talking about their one result that they're responsible for delivering if they can't get anything else done. You want that result measured and you want ongoing focus around that one result. That is their highest value contribution in the business. Now, the other piece that you want to be doing is aligning your team members' strengths with the one result they're supposed to be delivering. So you've probably heard me say that A players can be 900 to 1200% more productive than warm bodies. The way you achieve that is that you have clearly defined roles for your A players with clearly defined results that pertain to the sweet spot and drive profitability of the business. And you line up their strengths with the results they're responsible for delivering. The How to Hire the Best system teaches you to do this, and it gets you oriented from the time that you start recruiting to fill an open role, that you're identifying the one result that that person's responsible for, how it aligns with the sweet spot and the profitability, and how to think through the strengths needed to deliver that one result exceptionally well day in and day out. That is how you get your A players to be so productive. And that is key to really tapping that profit potential that exists within your business. So something that is very important to be aware of is how productive and energized we get when we get to work from our strengths. When we're working from our strengths, it gives us energy. It fills us up. And if you've ever had a day at work where you come home and you just feel totally drained, chances are you were not working on $10,000 an hour activities. You were in reactionary mode and you were not working at all from your strengths. And unfortunately, this is kind of the typical workday experience out there for most employees. So one thing that you can do to really get your team members focusing on their highest value contribution is having regular one-to-one meetings with them weekly or every other week and checking in with them. And one of the powerful questions you can ask during your one-to-ones is, what opportunities did you have to work from your strengths in the past week? That allows them to start paying attention to where they're engaged and where they're energized, and to share that with you. Tools like the People Map assessment that we offer at Tap the Potential, as well as the Clifton Strengths, are great tools to help you have more and more conversations that get to a deeper level with respect to yourself and your team members working from strengths. And that's where, when you have team members who are doing things that they've picked up and there's other responsibilities that they've taken on that are not their strengths, that may actually be in their Achilles heels, which drains their energy, you want to be giving them permission to speak up and say, you know what, I'm doing these things right now because we're waiting to fill this role and we don't have anybody else on the team right now who can currently do it. But I want to get these things off my plate because they drain my energy. They are not my strengths. And when you have this ongoing focus in your business of, are your team members producing at their $10,000 an hour value with respect to the result that they need to deliver for the business around the sweet spot and profitability and working from their strengths, You can continually refine their role, and you sweep responsibilities off their plate. So things that distract them, things that keep them from getting to what they need to do to deliver their result, need to come off their plate. The beauty of that is you're creating opportunities for others on the team to take on more responsibility, and you're creating natural opportunities for advancement. A players want those opportunities for advancement. So I hope you're hearing how all of these different pieces really come together to help your team and you be more effective. And when you're working on the $10,000 an hour activities, the higher and higher value contributions from your team members and from yourself, you're always looking for what needs to come off my plate and someone else's plate so they can be more effective and add their highest value contribution to the business. At Tap the Potential, one of our immutable laws is to be a gift from your gifts. And part of that means that we want everyone on our team having the opportunity to work from their strengths, not getting bogged down in doing things that are not aligned with their strengths, and really looking for opportunities to show up and add value from our gifts. And that means that we, the leaders in the company, need to be on the lookout for encouraging our team members to look for those opportunities to be a gift from their gifts. To share an example with you of what this looks like in real life, just the other day, one of our team members shared that she was feeling like she was a bottleneck on a particular project and it wasn't moving forward. And another team member who's also learning about delegation and struggles with it said to her, "Hey, maybe you could delegate this to someone else on our team," and identified the person that they thought would be just right to do it. And sure enough, the task got delegated and got it done, and everything kept moving forward. So we want to get all of our team members looking out for drag on other team members, and drag are those things that slow us down, and looking for solutions. One of the things that you are learning is how to delegate and how to let go. And as you delegate to your next level on your team, you have to keep in mind they're also learning how to delegate and let go. So getting team members supporting one another in identifying tasks that need to come off of each other's plate is a great way to support ongoing leadership development on your team. So when we start making our team's time worth $10,000 an hour, we're really creating an environment and a culture in our business where it's okay and it's celebrated to let go of tasks. And because this creates opportunities for other team members to advance. And A players, by their very nature, are going to be reluctant to let go of tasks. We've been rewarded all of our lives for getting a lot of stuff done. And there's all kinds of reinforcement in the work environment for people who are achievers and get things done. And when we're competent, we can do a lot of things well, but there are only a few things we do exceptionally well. And because we can do a lot of things, we feel guilty or we feel bad about saying, you know what, I don't really want to do this thing, or I don't like this thing. So let your team know and have these ongoing repeated conversations that it's okay to say, I don't like doing this thing. I want to find somebody else who wants to take it on. And for team members, it doesn't mean you get to drop the ball and just say, well, I'm not going to do it because it's not part of my strengths, because somebody has to do it. And so what's so valuable here is when the whole team understands the value of working from strengths, the whole team can support and look for others on the team who can pick up the slack and who can do that thing that one team member is not enjoying doing. Another way that you can use this chart of $10,000 an hour activities is to share it with your team members and look at the highest value contribution from their role in relation to the sweet spot and the profitability, and ask them to think through what's the real value of everything else that you're doing, and look for ways to delegate, automate, remove tasks, get things off of people's plates. So team members themselves can have that opportunity to really look at what they're doing and ask the powerful question of, is this my highest value contribution? How could I use my strengths and make a greater contribution here in the company? So when we share our vision and our sweet spot with our team members, they're going to become more adept at identifying opportunities to support the delivery of your service and support the profitability of the company. And I want to give you a concrete example of this. One of the courses that we teach in our Leadership Academy at Tap the Potential is Leadership Bootcamp. This is specifically designed for the A players on our clients' teams. And these are the A players that are moving into leadership roles in the company. So we had a team member go through Leadership Bootcamp a couple of years ago. And in Leadership Bootcamp, we talk all about what the business sweet spot is, what the vision of the business is, and the most valuable contribution that each team member is making from their role that serves the profitability of the business and the sweet spot of the business. And I remember a particular team member who was in there and he had this aha moment. And he said, now I understand why all those great ideas that I throw out and to the leadership of the company, why they're not moving them forward. And he said, it's because they're not serving the sweet spot. They're ideas for how we could serve clients who are kind of like our top clients, but it would really be another segment of the market and it would pull us away from the sweet spot. And I just thought, oh my goodness, he finally gets it. And it took so much pressure off of him because he realized he could still do all of his wonderful idea generation, but he needs to do it around the sweet spot and his most valuable contribution from his role. So he came back the following week and he shared that he was aware that there were opportunities to negotiate terms with vendors, and these are vendors that he's in regular contact with. So he took it upon himself to negotiate better terms for the company with their vendors. He saved the company thousands and thousands of dollars in doing this. And he's saving the company these thousands of dollars, not just in this year, but in years ahead. Because he turned this into a system in the business. And that's what he understood. He said, if I am doing this once, we need to regularly look at opportunities to renegotiate terms with our vendors and get better and better terms. So that is a huge $10,000 an hour activity that he engaged in simply because he became more aware of the vision, the sweet spot, and how he could contribute to the profitability of the business from his role. And he was also becoming more aware of what his personal strengths are. And he saw opportunities to negotiate these terms with these vendors that no one else in the company was seeing, or if they had seen it, they didn't know how to go about doing it. They didn't have easy access to the vendors to do it. There was no system to do it. And he just took it upon himself and created that system. That is what A players working from their strengths in a clearly defined role can do for you in your business. And just imagine having your whole team thinking in this way and supporting the vision of where you're trying to take the business. So this brings us to the end of the How to Make Your Time Worth $10,000 an Hour series. I hope that this has been eye-opening for you and mindset shifting. And I know if we've shifted your mindset here with what I've shared, that is going to be ongoing value for you because you will spot opportunities to make better use of your time. Ultimately, the goal is for you to have a business that gives you a high quality of life. And when you are working from your strengths on $10,000 an hour activities in your business, you're creating a business that you're going to enjoy working in. And if you're putting those systems in place like we've been talking about, you're also creating a business that does not require you to be in it for the business to continue running. And that luxury, that point right there of being at choice to either work in the business or have time away from the business where it can run without you. Ultimately, a 4-week vacation is the best. And is my sincerest hope that you take what you've learned here today and you take the next steps to move this forward for you in your business. And your next step is to take our assessment. at tapthepotential.com/assessment. You will get immediate feedback on the systems that you have in place and the systems that you need to put in place so that you have a business that gives you a higher quality of life as well as more money in your bank account. So that assessment is going to give you that personalized information that you need to look at, okay, what are my specific $10,000 an hour activities that I need to do next that are going to have the greatest impact on the business. And when you take our assessment, you will have the opportunity to meet with our success team lead and debrief your results. You will also have the opportunity, if you want to find out about working with us in our Better Business, Better Life program and how we can support you in always making sure that your time is worth $10,000 an hour and that you are taking those small steps forward in a consistent direction that really give you the business that gives you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account. Go ahead and have that debrief conversation on your assessment with our success team lead, Darren Hopman, and let him share with you about our Better Business, Better Life program and see if it's a good fit. And we would love to have you in there. It is our greatest joy to celebrate wins with our clients as you have more money in your bank account and you have more time for what matters most.
Thank you for spending time with us today. Join our conversation in the Entrepreneurs Take Your Life Back Facebook community at tapthepotential.com/group. Share your aha moments from today's episode, ask me questions, and join in on the fun with your fellow entrepreneurs on the journey to designing sustainably profitable businesses that give you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. And finally, share today's episode with a friend if you know a friend who would enjoy it. This is real life business. Keep your chin up, keep moving forward. You got this. If you've gotten value from today's show, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you are a repeat listener of the podcast, know that we greatly appreciate you at Tap the Potential. And to that end, I have a request. Please consider leaving us a review on whatever platform you're listening on. Our reviews help other entrepreneurs like you to find us. Be a part of our movement to help entrepreneurs take your life back from your business.